If you're anything like me, you probably start to resent it when you're at your desk for too long. This autumn, I'm determined to get outside more. I'm finishing up early every day this week to celebrate something really special. I hope you'll join me. Today, a Monday, is also the day my life status is going to change. And I'm a bit nervous, but also excited about it. I'll explain more later, but in the meantime, leave me a comment below and tell me what your favorite season is. Despite this autumn vlog, my favorite season is summer, but I'm not gonna lie, this autumn has been awesome. One thing I will tell you is that enjoying autumn, it's not about something that you buy, although I will give an exception to food. Rather, it's something you feel. You won't remember this year's limited edition autumn candle, but you'll always remember how the season made you feel. I'm marking a major milestone. Today's the day that I moved from being someone who takes cancer medicine to someone who is now free. I'm truly a survivor. But what does that mean? How does it feel? I'm nervous because I always knew I was taking this medicine and it would help. But now that I don't take it, and I don't even have to see an oncologist for checkups anymore, will I always be worried about what the future holds with no one, no doctor, and no medication to fall back on? It's a new life, or a turning point. I think all I can do is to try and live in the moment and cherish this important week in my life.
And the kids know that we don't do much to them. There's another place.
All right, it's my last pill. I did it! Thank you, thank you. Good day. I feel great. This morning I got up and did a little bit of brush lettering, caught up with some emails. The great thing about being self-employed is that I call the shots, and so today is my art class day, still riding on a high from having finished my very long course of anti-cancer medication. We'll see though if it changes my energy levels through the week. I don't think it will, but I don't know. I've been on it so long I can't remember what it was like to not be on it. I got some tips about tendonitis from the gals in my group. They were actually really nice and helpful. I was complaining about how this arm tends to just like from the shoulder all the way down into the wrist and fingers, the tendons can get inflamed. One woman said there, try learning how to draw and do some other things and painting with your other hand. She's like, don't expect the same level of detail that you would get. Look at it as a different kind of exercise or goal altogether. I'm gonna try that. That sounds really kind of intriguing and smart. Like, you can't expect that you're gonna be able to do fine detailed drawing with your non-dominant hand, but it could be cool to create and like paint with your non-dominant hand and even write. She says she has a friend who taught herself how to write poetry with her non-dominant hand, and the poetry is just totally different than the poetry she writes with her right hand. So as a writer, I find that idea pretty intriguing too. Because the thing about me is if I start doing something like this, I get obsessive. I was like that with running, like any kind of thing that I take up, I have no chill. I have no idea why. That's just how I'm built. So I will just keep going and going until I inevitably overdo it. So I'm trying to pace myself. First stop before art class is always coffee. Chilly outside for the first time in ages. I can't remember it being this temperature. I really want to paint outside, but unfortunately it's too wet. The sea cat. This cat definitely wants the bird that's up in the tree. That bird. True to my word, let me put my sunglasses on. I am gonna get outside today, even though the painting in the morning was a bit of a bust. I have to dash about and get a few things done. Kind of tight on time though, so hopefully I'm not late for any of the things I intend to do. And then, weather permitting, I will paint outside today. That is my goal for the day. Everyone is starting to get ready for Halloween. This house is lovely. I always stop to admire this one. I love to take this quiet, much quieter street, just one south of an extremely busy street. It's just so much more peaceful and you just don't bump into as many people. Definitely the way to go if you are ever visiting Toronto. Try and find the little neighborhoods and the side streets. They're so pleasant to walk on. I have to quickly zip through the dollar store with just enough time to have a peek at all the Halloween decorations that I never purchased. Cute. Gosh, how cute are these? Oh, I better make it snappy. I am that person. Okay, you saw me do this last time. Then across the street to the library again. I just have to pick up one book. So grab my book from the library, and now it's Pilates across the street, where frankly I pay handsomely to get stretched out on something that looks like a medieval torture rack before heading home for a quick lunch, and then right back out again. All right, Killian, nice pizza? Okay, finally made it outside. I have this little caddy. Okay, he's living his best life with a pepperoni pizza as a snack. Finally, I have a chance now to go outside. Oh my gosh, I have too much stuff and not enough hands to carry it, so I'll catch you in a minute. So if there's one thing you can count on humans for, it is homeostasis. And what I mean by that is I genuinely thought I would just be riding on a high this entire week. And it's not that I'm not upset or anything like that, but you kind of just get used to a new status quo, if that makes any sense. So I feel good today, but I don't really feel any different. It just feels like life is normal. All right, let's get to a fresh page here. So I guess this idea of emotional homeostasis is how humans survive difficult things. Somehow you just get back. Not always. I mean, there's all kinds of traumas and stress you can go through, but generally speaking, it takes a lot to shift someone's basic happiness level. And I'm kind of finding that to be the case this week, surprisingly. Okay, this won't work. It's just too cramped. I gotta go bring the other chair down. There's always something. I swear when I set up to paint, it takes me like 7 minutes just to get my stuff in order. Okay, much better. I've got the book on the table and I was able to put this caddy now on this chair, which is better than putting it in the wet grass, which is not what I wanted to do. This is not an ideal setup, but we're gonna have to make it work. So anyway, yeah, mood, 2 thumbs up, but I literally don't feel any different, which is kind of a surprise to me. I'm gonna be painting watercolors. It's funny how, especially in my line of business, things can change really rapidly. I wasn't that busy when I started this, like on Monday. And then literally just 40 minutes ago, I got an email from an editor who's actually also a friend of mine. Yes, in the writing business, for freelance journalists, it is kosher to give your friends work. That's fine. Networking is very important in what we do. But she gave me an assignment. So now I'm on assignment for Destination Toronto, which is our tourism site for Toronto, which is amazing because part of what I do is, well, not all the time, but sometimes is make vlogs about this city that I'm in. I'm not really a travel vlogger. I'm more of a stay-at-home type vlogger. And yeah, it's about things for teenagers to do. I don't think I'm giving away any trade secrets by releasing this piece of information, but of course the entire title and the gist of it I cannot give away. So all of a sudden now I am on deadline, and am I at my desk? No, I'm not. I'm sitting here painting instead. I don't care. I don't care. She's actually just firming up the assignment letter for me. The awesome thing about that is that gives me an excuse not to sit down at my desk right now, which I'm kind of not wanting to do anyway. But now tomorrow's looking like more of a stay-at-home day. I was hoping to like go somewhere fun, but I may have to stick closer to home, which is fine. I'm a little worried that since COVID ended, I've become more of a homebody, and that's not the person that I see myself as, nor the person that I want to be. So, I mean, if you're at all curious, and this wasn't at all meant to be any kind of work-related vlog, the whole point was for me to not work too much this week, but if you are interested in seeing some of my writing, it's easy to find. You can just check it out on destinationtoronto.com, or maybe what I'll do if I remember is to I'll throw in some links to some fairly recent articles that I've written. I've written one about Toronto's theater season. I'm not getting sponsored to say this by Destination Toronto. They don't know that I vlog, nor would they probably care. But if you're a big theater nerd and you happen to be in the city, or you're visiting the city, or you want to visit the city, I'll put up that article. There's some amazing stuff coming up. We have a really vibrant theater scene here. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna just let it dry. A big part of my life is also nature journaling, or it was. I'm not sure how much I can keep doing as the weather gets colder, because let me tell you, one thing I do not like is drawing with my hands cold, but right now it's still perfect, but things are starting to fade, and I think that's nice too. But you can see I was doing this kind of stuff over the summer. I just love flowers. You might have picked up on that theme. Just love painting these scenes. I feel like it puts me in touch with nature and like what's going on in my neighborhood, in my backyard. This is probably one of the things I've painted that I like the most. The star of last week's vlog, this gray squirrel. Greek potatoes, grilled chicken, and veg for dinner, and if I do say so myself, the Greek potatoes turned out awesome. When I'm alone in the evenings, I like to wind down by just doing some drawing and doodling while I watch YouTube. Well, unfortunately, things have taken a turn for the worse. I had a very sore throat last night, And I thought maybe it's just dry because it is chillier at night now and we actually had to put the heat on. Then I had it this morning and it was worse and I thought, uh-oh. So I put in a little bit of work, but I guess what? My dream of taking the day off is happening anyway because now I'm too sick to work. Eating ramen noodles, and I never eat soup. I do not like soup. I only eat soup when I'm sick. I look like garbage. I feel like garbage. I haven't been sick in a year. I actually thought ahead and brought my hat with me. The sun is in my face. I haven't been sick in a year, so I knew that I was due to catch a cold because it'd have to be this week. It'd have to be this week. That is Murphy's Law for you. I knew this would happen on Friday before I started filming Friday of last week. This very tall teenager towering over me, like kind of sneezed, like I was walking by and he kind of sneezed and the sneeze umbrella went all over me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get sick. I know that sounds unlikely, but this isn't the only time someone sneezed on me and I thought, I'm gonna get sick, and then I do get sick a number of days, like an incubation period length later. So. Anyway. I used to force myself to be productive on days like this, and I don't do that anymore. I just concentrate on resting. And if this were winter, I would be lying in my bed. But it's actually more pleasant outside than it is inside my house right now. It is such a warm day. It is honestly like a summer day out here. So this is pretty much where I'm going to be spending most of the afternoon, just reading and looking at my phone and relaxing. It's a bit breezy. Not sure if the mic is picking up on that. Let me move it. At this point in the video, I've realized that I have not told you any reason as to why I was taking cancer medication and why I stopped. I have talked about that previously. I'll just give you the very short version. When I was 39, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, just a routine mammogram, and I went through all the things: chemotherapy, radiation, mastectomy, and breast reconstruction surgery. I've been through it all. And so after that was done, the type of breast cancer I had meant that the best course of action for me is to take tamoxifen for 7 years, basically. So that's what I've done. So this marks the completion of that era of my life. I am now just a regular non-cancer patient citizen. I don't have to go to see any specialists anymore. I don't have to go to the hospital anymore. I don't have to do any of those things. Like I said, I am free, so that feels good. I would feel even better if I didn't have this cold, but what can you do? I guess the universe will remind you that you are indeed still human, and humans catch colds. My husband went to get me some supplies. Importantly, salt and vinegar chips. Sorry I don't have a fun Canadian flavor like ketchup to show you guys, but I normally don't eat these at all. I don't like this flavor except for when I have a sore throat. And then also these zinc lozenges, which apparently help. So I'm going to eat and I'm going to take a lozenge. I am super bummed for obvious reasons. I'm gonna take this mask off. I wear it on a string so that when I leave this room, because I've been quarantining in here for a day and a half now, I don't want to like sneeze around everybody. I have this mask on like a reading glasses string around my neck. When I inevitably spontaneously sneeze with no warning to myself, I don't spray it everywhere. So obviously this week did not turn out at all how I had hoped. Every single day has been beautiful. It has been around 22 degrees, sunny, nice, every single day this week. Today included. It looks beautiful outside. And I'm stuck in my room, which was the opposite of what I had wanted and intended. In fact, yesterday, I was going to take you guys with on a cross-border shopping trip to two of my favorite places, Target and Trader Joe's. Me and two of my cousins were gonna have like a girls trip together, and I missed out on that because obviously I was in bed all day yesterday. I'm better today. I'm able to like sit up and stuff like that, but still kind of in the thick of it. Best laid plans, you know what they say. One thing that I've noticed that is a piece of good news, aside from this terrible cold felling me halfway through the vlog, is that I've really been enjoying not having to take a pill at night. It's so cool. Every night and around 9, I think, oh, it's time for me to take my tamoxifen, as I have been doing for the last, almost a decade, like I said. I can't remember a time now where I wasn't taking a pill in the evening. So now I'm like, oh, I don't have to. So that's brilliant. I can just chill in whatever I'm doing because I almost always have to interrupt the thing that I'm doing to get up and take that pill. I don't have to do that anymore. So that's been great. I've been taking COVID tests. Apparently this is not COVID according to my tests, but who knows, because it's absolutely rampant right now. And the tests I have are not expired, but they're a little bit older, so I don't know if they catch for variants. I have not gone to the nerd level about any of this. But yeah, I did not think that this is where things would end up. I did not expect, nobody expects to catch a cold. Yeah, I'm bummed. I don't know what to say. I wish I had a better end to this vlog, but I don't. And that's life sometimes. All right, if you did enjoy this, thank you. And thank you for putting up with the last half of this, which has been kind of a bit maudlin, if we're honest, because I have not been feeling well. If you did like this, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll make more vlogs if people are enjoying these. Bye.